So it seems that things are gonna get better for consumers, but not necessarily for companies like Apple. As yes, we have some new legislation that might change a ton of things when it comes to iPhones, but don't worry, it includes other companies. New leaks show us more cases for the Pixel 6, but now we get more details on that camera. And if you want to buy the new Galaxy Z Fold 2, you might have to wait, and the timing pretty much hints to other products. I'm Jaime Rivera, and I said it once and I'll say it again. If only Pixel phones would sell as much as you guys care about them in the comments. This is Pocketnow Daily. Of course, the official news today begin with deals, and yes, you can skip them, but then again, why would you as we are getting close to Prime Day? Let's start with new MacBooks, and I know, sort of new. You can currently get the M1 MacBook Air for $50 off on Amazon, leaving the base model at $949. If you go for the half a terabyte of storage model, though, you can get up to $100 off, leaving that at $1149, but you need to grab the gold variant. If you want to go for the MacBook Pro, that one is $150 off, leaving that at $1149 as well for the base model. Oh, and by the way, AppleCare Plus is now cheaper for the M1 model, so that's another way for you to use those savings, and trust me, out of experience, AppleCare Plus is worth every penny. Now moving on to Sammy, the Galaxy Chromebook 2 is available for $100 off, meaning it starts at $449. If you're looking for some earbuds, the AirPods Pro are $52 off, leaving them at $197. Finally, if you want to save both time and money, we have a special promotion for NordPass Premium, which is still running, which will get you a 70% discount for one of the best password managers in the market. We also have more deals on Jabra Earbuds, Amazon speakers, and more in the description. Let's move on to Qualcomm, Google, and WearOS. There's a very interesting twist over the news we got last month. If you remember at Google I/O, the company announced the WearOS revamp where they are partnering with Samsung to bring a major change, but that also left a ton of concerns for people with existing watches, and companies like Fossil painted a grim picture over support for legacy hardware. Well, on a conversation with XDA, Qualcomm mentioned that they are working with Google to bring the new WearOS at least to their Snapdragon Wear 4100 and 4100 Plus platforms. They went as far as to mention that their previous chips are capable of running the new WearOS, but here's where things get interesting. After the news broke, Google provided a statement where they reiterated that they have not confirmed if any last generation hardware is ready to use for the new WearOS yet. They are claiming that the user experience will be the deciding factor, as they mentioned that there is a ton of technical requirements that they have to work on to ensure everything is optimized. So yeah, on one side you've got Qualcomm saying one thing, on the other you've got Google pretty much shooting those statements down. Just don't buy a WearOS smartwatch right now. Wait till we see what the future holds if you really care about getting the update. Now let's switch on to Samsung on some more official news as things start getting interesting with their foldables. And actually, I'm not even sure we can call these official, but let's call it for now. We've been covering a ton of rumors lately on the Galaxy Z Fold 3, including their new partnership for display technology, features, specifications, and more. And well, Samsung just discontinued the Z Fold 2, sort of. See, if you go into the store to try to buy the Z Fold 2, it redirects customers and has a notice that says the Galaxy Fold notice is no longer available for purchase at Samsung.com. And again, it says Galaxy Fold, but then if you go into the first generation Galaxy Folds page, that one is still there, along with the Z Flip 5G. And listen, it could be a mistake, and we know Samsung tends to have some mix-ups in their websites, but it could also mean a couple of other things. As it stands, you pretty much can't buy the Z Fold 2 right now. So this pretty much could not necessarily be a bug. I mean, I think that Samsung would have patched it already. So either they ran out of stock or they're actually discontinuing the Z Fold 2 ahead of the next Unpacked, which means this definitely is what we're getting. But then again, why is it happening now and not when we're really close to the Unpacked? Now let's shift gears back to Google, but this time let's talk about the king of leaks, which is the Pixel 6. So far we've gotten information on the design, at least some of the specifications, its wireless charger, and some case renders. Well, now we have some hands-on images of other cases that were recovered on Weibo, but these ones actually provide more detail on what to expect. Apparently these belong to both variants, showing off their size differences, and then we get to see how the cameras vary along with a size comparison with the Pixel 4 XL case. They're both pretty similar if you look close, with the regular Pixel 6 being the shortest with a 6.4-inch display being teased, while the 6 Pro will go up to 6.7 inches. We can also see the new camera hump, which is completely covered by this case, but you can see that there is an extra camera on the Pixel 6 Pro sensor when compared to the smaller sibling. Now, speaking of those cameras, we're expecting a 50 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel wide angle, and in the case of the Pro, we're reportedly getting an extra periscopic zoom lens. Also, notice the text claiming autofocus ultimate experience. I wonder what that's all about. But we're also expecting these to be powered by a custom Google SoC, at least 6 gigabytes of RAM, and of course running Android 12. All leaks and even Google teasers point to us getting these sometime in October on its typical schedule. And again, I just hope that this is not a mid-ranger. But finally, for the hottest news today, let's switch back to Apple and some legislation that might affect the smartphone industry as a whole. And yes, it doesn't just affect Cupertino, but let's just say that they're the main reason this is a problem. Apple has been under a ton of scrutiny as of late, primarily for their privacy policies, but things are moving on to different levels, it seems. One of the most controversial topics is right to repair, with Apple not just being against it, not explicitly, but pretty much showing it by forcing you to require special tools or gluing products shut for zero repairability. Well, a new legislation was introduced last week in the House that requires manufacturers to provide diagnostics and repair information, provide parts, tools, and other resources for third-party repair shops, and they do have to do it in a timely manner and on fair terms. Now, it remains to be seen whether this legislation would pass, but if it does, it might affect the whole industry. Now, moving on to another legislation that directly affects Apple, a new report from Bloomberg mentions that this other initiative could ban Cupertino from shipping iPhones with their own applications pre-installed, meaning sometime in the future your iPhone could come without the default messages, calendar, notes, and photos applications, sort of like the EU enforced Google to offer different search engine options while setting up your device. If the legislation passes, this could completely change the setup process of your iPhone and definitely reduces Apple's services business. Apparently, this legislation would only affect Amazon and Apple at the moment, since the Kindle Fire tablets are pretty much another walled garden, but on a case-per-case scenario, it might affect other companies. For today's question, I'm really curious, do you agree with, for example, right to repair and your phone giving you a choice for what applications to install? Because I honestly do. I do care. I feel that their whole ridiculous environmental efforts just sound like BS if they make it so difficult for you to extend the life of your phone if you can't even repair it or even get a choice for what applications you use, etc., etc. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to state the obvious about Pixel fan bases. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.